Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Speed Force Racing. My name is Lord JB13, and I am on my own tonight, which is annoying, and I've just left my audio on my phone so I can get the chat up. That's annoying. But hey-ho, I'm here on my own tonight for round 13 of the Speed Force Racing Season 2 calendar here at Italy. So, tonight's going to be hilariously fun at the Temple of Speed. So last week we had a mess of a messy stream trying to get everything right, and I gotta say thank you to Danny who came on and saved my butt in the last moments. But still, so Italy, the Temple of Speed. I've got to select spectate mode, or I will forget and I'll end up in a car. Anyway, so Italy, the Temple of Speed, and it's gonna be a great laugh here at Italy tonight. A long, fast straight, pretty much everywhere on this track is straights, so it's going to be a laugh. It's going to be good to see if Marquez can continue his winning streak coming into this race, and we shall see what happens. So the drivers are getting ready to head over to the track with 10 seconds to go. I'm in spectate mode, make sure everything's correct. Just to say, I am going to take questions from the chat, seeing as I'm on my own today, which is going to be fun. Hopefully I'll be able to do that every week. But hey. So, heading into qualifying, the pole lap should be about a low 119 or possibly a low 20, depending on how the track setup is. You never know, it could be wet. But as at every track, in the dry, this will be a one-stop race. Probably, I believe, super soft to softs, in my experience around here. It's really quick. So, shall we see what the weather's doing? Obviously, we'll have to wait and see if I get a message from some of my little monkeys down in the pit lane to tell me what the weather's doing. But first, let's go over to the Temple of Speed here at Monza. See how their qualifying session is going to look. Last week it was a completely wet qualifying session, and I believe a dry to wet race, which was entertaining too. Skip this. So, is it going to be continuing to be wet? It's not. It's dry. Okay. So we've got a dry thing. While I set this all up, let's see what we can do. Currently fitted. Yes. No, I won't have that on today. So, off the top of my head, because I wasn't prepared when we started the the thing, I don't know who's in the leader championship. I believe it's still Noack just in the lead after Joshua Fletcher had a little bit of an issue. Well, he switched to the full wets too early in the last event as someone coming out of the pits now. Lots of people choosing, I believe that's Marquez down there, or it's Honey Badger. Wow, lots of people coming out onto the track, and I've got no notification of who's actually on track yet. I know both Saubers are on track. There we go. Humbug is the first car on track. There we go. Both Saubers on track. So let's see what they can do. It's going to be a very interesting one. Obviously, turn 1 is going to be tight coming into the race. So expect to see a lot of carbon fibre coming out of there. As we watch Humbug come down towards chicane 2, which is a difficult braking zone, especially in the race when you're following a lot of people. You can get that entirely wrong. Lesmo 1. Brilliant corner. You don't want to run too wide though coming into this corner. Lesmo 2, take that too wide. You got to cut it that's a little bit and you'll end up in the gravel. DRS open coming down towards Ascari now. Ascari being a brilliant corner, much like Eau Rouge, except flat but cool. You lose a lot of time or gain a lot of time coming through Ascari. And tyre wear, I believe tyre wear is going to be a big thing, but I think fuel, last time I raced here was season 1. Had a brilliant race, but fuel is going to be the big margin coming into this race. I think you got to, with such long straights, you're going to you're going to try and find time to save fuel, and the best thing to do that is to do it when following a car. Now, coming into turn 1, that's a Force India who's going to have to be aware. There's gamey things there in the Force India. He's going to have to be aware of Humbug on his lap. Is he going to get out of the way? Come on, Gamey. Thank you, Gamey. There we go. Humbug finishing, going through the turn 1s and 2 chicane. Going round Curb de Grande now, heading towards the turn, well, the second chicane, the turn 3 and turn 4 or 5 chicane. You got to cut that corner to get the perfect amount of time coming through here. Through Lesmo 1, a little bit on the grass there for Humbug. Ooh, a little bit more on the grass there. Being a lawnmower, not liking what the Italians have done with their track's grass surface there on the side. Still, coming down towards Ascari now. First time full racing speed, you got to chuck it in and absolutely holler it through here. Make sure you nail every apex coming through there. A little bit wide on the exit, perfectly legal though, nothing. Still, it's been a quick lap, been a very stable lap, except for those little excursions there off the grass. I believe that's Josh Fletcher there in the McLaren. I'll just highlight him so we're able to jump on him and see what he does at the end of this. So, Humbug comes around to set the initial pace at a 1:22.0. Josh Fletcher now coming down for a 1:20.4. So it shows that Joshua Fletcher, who did a lot of practice, and Noah coming in just 4 tenths slower in second. Honey Badger taking third. And a lot more drivers. I will attempt to jump in quickly. Alan Kay going fifth. Sector 3, there's been a little bit of an issue. We'll try and find out if there was a notification, but I believe that's just... Oh, Chopper. Oh, that's not the right button. Where is Chopper? Oh, Chopper's had a mighty accident. See, what's happened here, I think, is that Chopper's hit the grass and it's just gone completely out of control. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. So that's him starting from the back today. Let's go on board with Techno Thriller. Now coming across the line. 12th. Pretty slow initial lap. Blood and Sons now on his lap. Starting, opting to try and get a quick lap on the soft tyres. Going for an alternate strategy. That could work around here, as you can go a little bit longer on those soft tyres and then have the faster tyres come into play at the end of the race, provided it's a dry race. And I'm assuming it'll be a dry race with the tyre choices that these gentlemen have picked. Gentlemen and lady, do apologise, have picked today. So, Blood and Sands in the Red Bull coming down onto the straight, which I can't remember its name. So, Noah taking provisional pole right now with a 1:20.3. A 10th quicker than Josh Fletcher, who has done a lot of practice tonight. I know he has. So, Blood and Sands now coming down through Ascari, nailing that. Oh, our car felt so planted through there. On the subject of setup, though, is that you basically run next to no wing here. As you can see, it's such long straights. You're going to lose so much time if you run too much aero. So you've just got to really hope that you can hold the car through the corners. If you run too low aero, you're having trouble, and that's 10th for Blood and Sands. His teammate not setting a time yet. His teammate, apart from SFL Chopper, is the only driver not to set a time at this present time. So, gamey things now, down in 14th position. On those soft tyres, as other soft tyres, which is going to be interesting. Oh, that was very good to do that. I thought his back end was going to go off there, to be honest. So, hitting the rev limiter, coming down towards Parabolica. The best corners in Formula 1 here. You just keep turning, get shot out a little bit tight though. I believe he's coming in. So let's go. Blood and Sands will be on in lap, most probably. Let's go up to Alan Kay, the Irishman in the Toro Rosso. He's loving that. Loving a Formula 1 drive through there. But he's coming in as well. We are at the point now. Oh, Sector 2. Techno Thriller. Where are you? Where is Techno Thriller? Oh, he's up in 5th place. Or he was. Oh! I'm not sure what's happened there. I am not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot tell you what's happened here. But right now, it'll be interesting. So this is Carlos in the Haas. I'm not sure if that's a full drive or if he's just reserving for the night. I assume it's a full drive, as that's my old car, as I have now retired. Yay! Didn't get a party. I'm going to pen that on the admins for not giving me a proper party, but you know. But now coming down, I believe he's on an in-lap, actually, yes. Lots of people coming in in-laps right now. This lap being so short, Hamilton now looking to start his lap. He's gone very slow, so he's looking to start his lap. But it's such a short lap round here. that you can... Or is he out of fuel? Actually, I think he's out of fuel. Oh, wow, guys. You're making me look embarrassed. Here we go. T. Jonas, he's on an outlap. Whoa! I tell you what, that might have been what happened to his teammate in the other Ferrari. Little bit of oversteer and hit the grass and gone straight into that wall and then ricocheted across and broke his other wing. The other side of his wing. I do apologise if I talk an absolute load of twaddle tonight, as I'm on my own and I don't have anyone to keep me in the straight line. But still, see where T. Jonas can improve on these super soft tyres. But for people coming out of the pits going towards their second set of laps, T. Jonas is not going to be pleased. So he's starting the lap now on those Ferrari red super soft tyres to match his Ferrari red car and his Ferrari red helmet. I believe T. Jonas likes red in this car. Lovely through turns 1 and 2. It's right on board with T. Jonas unless there's an incident, but he's perfect there through turns 1 and 2. I normally mess that up. Coming through Curb de Grande through here in the wet is great fun. Coming just braking now at the 100-meter board, trying to keep the car stable. Doesn't cut the corner a little bit deep there, so he's lost just a little bit of time. If he had cut that on the first time, coming down a little bit touch of the grass there on the outside tyre through Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, lovely, more control than on his outlap. With 3 minutes left of the session, he's coming down along the straight under the old banked circuit right now towards Ascari. He's coming up to people starting their laps. He's got to hope that they're going to be going quickly. Hope they're not finding space. Hope this isn't a Canada. Who's that? That's S. Graham in the Renault on the racing line. Absolutely fine though. S. Graham made no movement, so T. Jonas was able to get round him perfectly without any issues there. Noack still sat on pole. Josh Fletcher not leaving the pits yet. Here we go, been a almost perfect lap there for T. Jonas, and that takes him up to 10th. Well done to T. Jonas. Let's go down to, you know what, let's go down to S. Graham in the Renault, who's just started his lap. Down there's the number 66 McLaren, that's Josh Fletcher there. Making good endways not to get in the way of other drivers. Good show there for Josh Fletcher. But S. Graham in the Renault now, coming round Curb de Grande and looking to improve on his current position of 16th. Got that corner, not enough for the game to give you a penalty, but enough that he still gains time, which is good, because that's how that corner should be taken. Perfectly stable now, coming down towards Ascari. Again, under the original Monza circuit, the banked circuit, which would have been brilliant to come round on these cars. Sector 3, yellow flags. I believe that's just people. That's T. Jonas retiring from the session. With 1 minute left of the session, I'm assuming that's just because he's not crashed out due to any injuries or anything or any blocking. But now, S. Graham coming down. I believe that's Noack in, or that's actually the Gort. I think in the Mercedes now. So S. Graham goes. Oh, he doesn't. He's down on his time. Noack goes even quicker though. A 1:20.2. Mays is retired without setting a lap. Oh dear. So that's the Gort now. Wanting to improve from 7th. Can improve from 7th. But Carlos, if he's not, yeah, I think Carlos has made a mistake because he's come out with 30 seconds left of the session. He's not going to get a lap in. So Carlos's qualifying session is finished. The Gort, he's pulled out of it. So he's not going to improve from 7th. Honey Badger has got 30 seconds, 20 seconds even, left of the session to get up there. He's realised Yuzi has retired as well, down in 18th position, but here comes Honey Badger. A man who is notoriously quick with 10 seconds left of the session. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Is he gonna? He's gonna do it. Here we go. He's doing an Alonso at Silverstone here. So that's qualifying over, and Carlos is the first driver, as we knew, to not improve on his lap due to him coming out too late in the session. There's a Force India in the infield. Honey Badger keeping it in. That's Jade. Oh, she's retired from the session down in 17th. Gamey Things in 13th. Well done for Gamey. So Is Honey Badger going to pull out a magical lap to beat Noak's 120.2? Right now, Noak is not on a lap. Joshua Fletcher, though, beats him with a 120.0. That's a brilliant... 120.0, 120.1. That's a brilliant lap there from Josh Fletcher to beat out the German in the German car of the Italian Grand Prix for pole position at this point in time. But can Honey Badger come and get that pole position? He sorely wants it. You saw his lock-up into turn 1. Easily done. Coming into Ascari now. Smelly Badger retires, but that's just because there's no time left in the session to improve, and Honey Badger's gone. Oh, that's a shame for Honey Badger. Oh, that's a shame. And Marquez does a 120.0 to take pole position here. I don't think anyone will beat that, but Honey Badger just getting Ascari wrong and proving how cruel this circuit can be. Oh, dearie me. Poor Honey Badger. And Hamilton pulls into the pits. So that leaves VSR Marquez out of nowhere to take pole position. That was a brilliant qualifying session. Marquez there, who's taken pole ahead of Josh Fletcher in the McLaren and Noak in the Mercedes. But it seems everyone, if I go onto here, Honey Badger set his initial time on the soft tyres, and he's the only driver to have done that on the soft tyres. So he knows that he's going to have a good position now coming into the race. But there's our pole sitter there, number 69 Sauber, VSR Marquez. You'd have thought he wanted to be in a Toro Rosso or a Red Bull due to Marc Marquez. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from the AI. But here we go. Ignore that train of thought about Marc Marquez in real life, but Marquez takes pole position here in Speedforce Racing around Italy, round number 13. And there we are, just to confirm it, that tiniest 0.089 between pole and second place. Ridiculously small. It seems Marquez must have absolutely nailed that lap. So that's Josh Fletcher in second, Noak in third, Hamilton in fourth, Techno in fifth after his crash, Carlos in sixth, Lee in seventh. Lee already confessed to me he's not done much practice, so this should be interesting. And I'm sure he's excited to be in the top 10 coming into this event. So, race time. Let's see if I make sure that I don't drop my controller on the floor. Skip that. And it is indeed a dry start to the race. Not sure if it'll be a wet point in the race, but hey ho. So the Gort, I believe he qualified in the top 5 last time I saw. It was about 2 seconds ago, but yeah, I still don't remember. But still. Here we go, 30 seconds until race start. People customizing their strategies now, getting it all ready. It will be a one-stop round here. The big question is on fuel. Rather than tyre wear, it'll be fuel. So. Let's see what happens as we come onto the formation lap. And Hamilton has left the session. Now that must be a lag-related thing, but I don't believe he'll be able to get back into the session, which will suck for him. Here we go. Coming now onto the formation lap as Marquez leads them away. Has an empty grid slot now next to Techno Thriller, which is going to leave him in a good position because he's going to now be able to know what's going to happen come. He's going to have just a little gap that he'll be able to shove his nose in when the race starts, so he won't be as tightly compacted as everyone else. The only other person I believe that will be the same as that will be down in 20th position with Mays, who doesn't have anyone behind him. But Game Things being disqualified from the session for contact with, and there's a lot of contact. Hopefully, gents, you're not going to be like that on the race start. There we go. I'll just run through the order as we head all around this lap. Marquez on pole position for I don't know how many times, but he could be going for another win. I believe he's won all the events that he's been in. Josh Fletcher in second place. Hamilton has rejoined, so hopefully he'll be able to get back into his car, which will negate what I said earlier about a free grid position. Noak in third. The championship leader, I believe, in third. And Hamilton in fourth, if he can get back into his car. Techno Thriller in fifth. Carlos in sixth. Lee Nell in seventh. De Gort in eighth. Honey Badger in ninth after a scary collision. Humbug in 10th, Alan Kay in 11th, T. Jonas in 12th, Gamey Things, Blood and Sands in 13th and 14th, Smelly Badger in 15th, S. Graham, there we go, and Jade Rios in 16th and 17th, Uzi, SFR Chopper, and TTL Maze in 18th, 19th, and 20th, rounding out the grid. And you see Marquez, he wants to make sure everyone gets on the grid. He wants to race. Oh, that's a shot and a half. Look at that. That's fantastic. I love that shot of all the drivers. That's a Ferrari down there. I believe that's T. Jonas with the red helmet on the medium tyre. So he's going extremely long. Hopefully he doesn't get wing damage. Carlos has been disqualified for the session due to contact, but now the AI Technofrill has been disqualified due to contact, but the AI have taken control of the top 10 and they're all coming into their slots as there's other cars lined up on the grid as we get ready for lights out here in Monza. Oh, the suspension is building. Is GP1 Hamilton's car there in 4th going to reappear? We can hope so for a close race. It does not, but here we go to 5 red lights here at Monza. Lights out, but no movement. There we go. And they're flying away from the start. That's a good start from Marquez. That's a good start from Noah as well to pull alongside Joshua Fletcher. He's past Joshua Fletcher. Is Josh going to stick his nose into turn 1? He does, but Noah goes all the way round the outside, turns to the inside and gets in there. Josh Fletcher losing out. No major dramas from what I can see, but Marquez already going off with it. Look at the gap he's already got 7 tenths away from everyone else. But here we go. Yeah, the question is now, can everyone get through this lap with no damage? Because Joshua Fletcher in the McLaren wants that second place back. He wants to get past the Mercedes. He wants to try and get back in the lead of the championship. Just having a look now. T. Jonas has retired from the session. Let's have a look. Oh, that's contact. That's big contact. So Mr. Ferrari there. Hamilton is now in last position. I don't think he's moved, actually. No, he hasn't. So I will endeavour to get back up to the top, because that's it. But T. Jonas is out of this race on lap 1. And that's unfortunate for a Ferrari driver and Ferrari's campaign to be Constructors' Champions this year. I think there's a Renault off in the background all the way down. Yes, Yuzi, he's come off. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yuzi, by the looks of it, that was a little bit of contact. I only saw it in the background, though, but Marquez sets the initial pace of the 125.3. Now, here comes Joshua Fletcher on board now, hunting down the Mercedes driver. He's going to have a look. Is that a big look? Sometimes you just got to lick the stamp and send it, and he has. The man who is trying out no traction for tonight. I believe he said that to me. I'm trying to remember everything at once. But through Curve de Grande, are they going to go side? They're going to go side by side through Curve de Grande, but Josh has just got it. Here comes Noah, though, wanting to go again into this chicane. No change there whatsoever. Joshua Fletcher holding it. A little bit of oversteer, but that was brilliant. And look at Maze now. Maze is in 13th position from starting dead last as I changed this to tyres. So we can see now who's on what tyres. And the top 10 on the tyres they qualified on. Oh, well, if they qualified in the top 10 on those tyres. And everyone else like Blood and Sands, Jade, and S. Graham, and Chopper. Oh, Chopper very close now. Jade Rios. Oh, she span it. Oh, that's unfortunate there for Jade. So she'll have to go in for a front wing, for a nose change. So we're going to jump back up now to Noak, who now wants that position back. But Gamey Things in the Force India has passed Techno Thriller, Season 1 champion. He's having an absolute Barney. He's happy about that. We're going to jump up now to see. Look at this. So you got Humbug. From now we got Carlos being a bit of a bottleneck now, holding Lienel, Honey Badger, Humbug, and lock up there from Lienel and the Gort all in one place. Techno Thriller, is he going to have a look at Gamey? He does not. He gets very close. Is Lienel going to hopefully get past the Haas? Oh, Jade Rios, 5-second stop-go penalty. We might be seeing a fair few of them today. That pit lane is very tricky to get into. So, the only retirement now in the first 3 laps of the race has been T. Jonas in that Ferrari. It's unfortunate. Jade going for... Oh, Lee Nell, he's off the track! And that's Honey Badger. Let's just let Honey Badger through. That's just a mistake of not doing much practice. But is Lee Nee's not going to give up that position. Not in a long shot. Here he goes. Is he going to try and move into Ascari? He does not. Smelly Badger and Alan Kay. Alan Kay and Techno Thriller having a massive battle. We'll try and jump down to them in a moment. Because right now, is Humbug close enough? He's not right now to get past them. But is the Gort close enough to get past Humbug? Just have a look. He's not yet. DRS will be assisted through here. If Lee now can stay with Honey Badger, he'll be able to use the toe and pull himself up to Carlos if he's lucky. Honey Badger defending the inside already. Here we go. He's going round the outside. The McLaren on Williams, two of the most historic teams in Formula 1. And the Mercedes on the Sauber. Is double lock up there and contact between them. Oh, and Lee Nell gets body slammed off the track by the Williams. I think I didn't see that from a decent angle, but that may just go to the stewards because I don't know. I think from what I saw, it looked like Honey Badger just held on long enough to then he had to turn, and Lee couldn't go anywhere other than off the track. And obviously, you lose traction when you're off the track. Let's jump down to TTL Mays in the Red Bull in 12th position. Though I'm going to keep one eye up here for actually we're going to go to Techno Thriller, who's hoping to get past the other Williams now of Smelly Badger. So he's got DRS wide open now. Ferrari power versus Mercedes power. Italians at the home race. I don't think we'll be seeing a Ferrari on the podium today, unfortunately. Sector 2, there's been a little bit of an issue. Don't know where that is. I can't find out right now due to the fact that we've got a race going on. I want to keep Sector 3 an issue. That's Carlos. Carlos now is dropped positions and he's lost it up Parabolica. So that's just opened everything up. It's opened up Honey Badger. Doesn't have to pass him. So he's going to now hunt down, try and get past Noah, who's going to try and get past Joshua Fletcher, who is still holding on to a brilliant second place as Marquez runs away with it here on lap 5. Here we go on board with Smelly Badger, having to look everywhere. He's got to look in front of him, behind him, mainly behind him, because it looks like here it is, the Ferrari wanting to go round the outside of Curb de Grande. Is he going to switch back behind him and try and go for the inside of that corner? No, he's going to hold it. Is he going to have a dive bomb? He's had a look, trying to unsettle the Williams. Brilliant line through there for Techno Thriller, that's showing why he's Season 1 champion. SFR Chopper, I see that you're close. We'll have a look at you in a minute. But, oh, look at that, Techno. He's had a little bit of an excursion on the grass. Not enough, though. Oh, Jay's left the session. Oh, that's internet related then. So, look at that. Smelly holding a lot more speed on the straights than the Ferrari. So here we go, on board with SFR Chopper. Oh, Humbug and the Gort though, Sector 3. It looks like it has. Humbug's lost it by the looks of it. He has. Oh, that's unfortunate, and that's dropped him absolute positions. You don't want to be making that mistake in this race, especially here. And Jade's into the pit, so I assume she must have spun and broken her wing earlier in the race. Humbug, Smelly Badger stop-go penalty. So, how did Smelly Badger... Oh, he must have cut a corner. I was going to say, I thought he'd come into the pits. Humbug now into the pits. He's not happy with those tyres. Lee Nell is now back into 11th position. Oh, not close enough yet. Let's go back up and look at Noak in the Mercedes, trying to get past VSR Marquez, though. Time penalty there. But still, no change up here from after lap 1 when Josh Fletcher just had a bad start and had to fight his way back through. Going to jump down to Lee Nell now in the other McLaren, who's very close to that Red Bull of TTL Mays after a little bit of a body slam with the Williams of Honey Badger. He's now trying to fight his way back up. Lee doing a brilliant job, trying to have as matching helmet with his car. I admire that, but look at the trainer cars ahead of him, all getting DRS off each other, and I feel sorry for whoever's at the top of that. I believe that's Smelly Badger. Alan Kay in the Toro Rosso, not close enough. Anyone brave enough to make a move in to Ascari? Not yet. No. on board with Maze, though. Oh, but we're going to jump back up to Techno Thriller. He's finally had enough of being stuck behind gamey things. He's having a look in Parabolica, just trying to unsettle the Force India, just putting pressure. I want to get this position. Gamey pulling across him. Gamey covering the inside, but so much more speed there on the super soft tyres versus the soft tyres. Side by side now. It's going to be absolute who's bravest on the brakes. The Ferrari is. And Gamey concedes the position to the Season 1 champion. No change, though, coming down here at the back of the top 10. Jade Rios has been lapped now, unfortunately for her, after a few off-track collisions. Coming down into Sector 2 now. Got on board with Maze. Having a look now. He wants to get past everyone. See, this is all slowed up. It's all from Techno Thriller in 6th down to, I think, Lienel in 11th. They're all very close. Gamey's now having to defend from Smelly Badger. Let's go on board with Smelly Badger. Is he going to be brave enough to have a look into Ascari? I think he might just be. He is not. No. Yeah, it's going to lose him a little bit of time through here. Going to drop down to TTL Maze. Alan Kay looks like he's had an issue. So, Toro Rosso versus Red Bull. Who's on the power? Italian team versus Austrian team. Pretty equal so far. Just looking at all the times on the side as well as looking at this, trying to see if anyone's closer. No, they're not right now. Coming on to the start-finish straight. Look at that. Brilliant grip going through Parabolica. Alan Kay, though, still ahead. Is he going to have DRS on Gamey? He does not have DRS on Smelly Badger. GP1 Hamilton has left the session after not even getting his car off the grid, which is unfortunate for him. But look at that, they just can't get close to one another. They get so close through here. Can Maze hold the power? The number 10 Red Bull, can he hold the power coming down here? But Alan Kay, he just streaks away on the straights. So it seems that either tyre wear is really stunting Maze, or he's struggling with he's struggling to get close because he's running a different aero set to everyone else. But this brings Lienel into it. If Lienel can get past the bottlenecked Red Bull, he'll be happy. It'll change camera views back to broadcast though, because this might get interesting and a little bit dicey if we head down here. Oh, is Lienel making a move in the background as I look at my phone? Look at that! Oh, he's getting frustrated. He's not happy. The Gort, though, has had an issue. That's a Mercedes having an issue down there. What is that? That's... Oh, I think that's just a half spin from the Gort, but that's opened everyone up. Coming back up, once I remember how to use my controls, coming back up now, up onto the Williams of Smelly Badger. I went quiet for a moment because I was looking at the chat. Unfortunately, Jade isn't happy with where she is. I think you left the session, didn't you, Jade? It's unfortunate to see what happened with you later on in the race. But now coming down, Smelly Badger getting frustrated. Now Lienel is going to be the bottleneck at this point. Lock up, double lock up. Oh, Maze getting very close there in the Red Bull and not wanting to break his wing. He was praying that his brakes would grip quick enough. Oh, that was very close. Suddenly the accents are all coming out tonight. Okay, Smelly Badger once again in the Williams. Whoa, a little bit of slide there as he took too much brake. Hit the wall in Ascari from Jade. Oh, that's unfortunate, Jade. It happens to the best of us, including me, quite spectacularly. I tell you what, though, we're going to have to leave these guys for now, as we're going to have a look now at Noack. He's got a good run on Josh Fletcher. Not good enough for Parabolica, but he's getting frustrated. He doesn't like the back of that McLaren Honda, not one bit. Here we go. Is he going to get past him tonight? Oh, keeping it firmly planted through there. He knows what he's doing. This is the closest he's been since lap 1. DRS wide open as he gains time. Slipstream still active, even though we've had a few retirements and leaving here. He's not brave enough to just shove it up the inside. Little lock up there from Noack. Oh, battle of the ages down here. It's not even for first place. But Maze passing Lienel. Lienel into the pits. So that's Lienel making, I believe that's the first actual scheduled stop today. Not for damage. There we go. Have one pink car retired. One pink car looking at it. One pink car going for the red car. I know names, trust me. So Lienel going on the medium tyres. Pretty brave strategy. He's going to do 17 laps on these tyres, so he's got the right strategy now. Let's go back up to the battle for second place as Noak attempts once again for, I think this is the 11th lap in a row, sorry, the 10th lap in a row to get ahead of Josh Fletcher, who just got it back into lap 2. Look at that. Oh, look at that through there. Absolutely nailing it. He's pulling alongside. This is going to be a double move. He's going to, well, not a double move. He wants to do it into Ascari. Noak is just a nose ahead. Oh, 2 by 2 by 2. Here we go. A little bit wide there for Noak. Can he hold it? He's had to lift off. No, he's not. Oh, look at that. He's kept it going well. Marquez into the pits. Here we go. Noak. Oh, he's just lost a lot of time having to scrub off there in a straight line due to that little incident where he kept his foot in for a little bit too long. Going to jump down to his teammate now in the Gort, who's attempting to get past the Red Bull. Mays, by the looks of it, is always coming into the pits. No, he's not. He's covering the inside. Mays can't decide whether he's coming and going. What side of the track he wants to be on. Here we go. The Gort looking now onto the inside. Here to turn 1. Racing move. There's someone ahead of him as well. Alan Kay and Marquez having a battle after coming out of the pits. And look at that. The Gort perfectly cutting through there with surgical precision past TTL Mays. Now Alan Kay in the Toro Rosso, he's got net P1 VSR Marquez ahead of us right now. He's ahead of him. So he's going to want to try and stay with Marquez, but Marquez is out of sync to all of these guys. These guys haven't stopped yet, and Marquez has. But look at the battle right now at the front. Is Noak going to get past Josh Fletcher this time as we get the helicopter view? Beautiful view. I'm considering, no, I'm not going to turn the UI off purely because I love this view here. S. Graham getting a 3-second time penalty, and that's him down in 13th, getting passed by Techno Thriller. So maybe he cut the corner and had to let Techno through. But here we go. Josh into the pits. Now, this is great telling. Is Josh going to... Josh is clearly going... is clearly saying that he wants to be battling Marquez, not battling Mays, not battling Noak. I don't know why I'm getting those two confused. Here comes VSR Marquez. He's been stuck in traffic, and Josh is still in the box by the looks of it. He's still in the pit box. He's been passed by one, passed by another. And Josh just leaves the pits now behind Alan Kay. So there is now a car behind him, in between him and VSR Marquez while I put my brain back in order. The Gort in the pits as well. So the closest battle on track right now is Smelly Badger and Marquez, as Marquez goes round the outside of what I believe was that Williams, who hasn't stopped. So fresh tyres, and Marquez making a big mistake there. Big mistake. He's just knocked into the gravel. This could really help Joshua Fletcher now. Joshua Fletcher in that McLaren looking at Alan Kay's backside. Toro Rosso Italian team don't think I'll have glory today either, because Alan Kay is going to try and defend his hardest though from the British driver in the British team, which is actually from New Zealand, which I find very fun. Here we go. Is he going to hold him through? Is he going to let him through because he knows that there's no point battling him? He's not going to let him through yet. I'm just keeping an eye on Marquez, so I'm going to just pop that there as Noak comes into the pit. So Noak, is he going to lose out? Because he's going to have a lot of cars between him and Josh Fletcher by the looks of it, as Josh Fletcher had a pretty good in-out lap. So Josh pops his rear wing. He's opened it up. There's Noak though. Has Noak jumped him? Noak has jumped him right now. Here we go. Josh needs to stay ahead, needs to get Alan Kay between them. Let's have a look. As Alan Kay, he's still ahead of the Mercedes. So Noak has actually lost time right now. Even though he's going round the outside of the Toro Rosso, he's lost a little bit of time. Oh, a little bit dangerous. Stay off the grass, Noak. Is he going to try it into turns 4 and 5? Nailing it. Lee Nell losing a position. Lee Nell and S. Graham actually having a major battle down here for no points whatsoever, but still brilliant for kudos here. Say who's that? So Alan Kay. Noak has passed him, but now Joshua Fletcher going round the outside, coming into Ascari of Smelly Badger. It's a brilliant move there, an inspired move. He needs to keep these tyres fresh Even though it says that he's on super soft tyres there on his car, he's not. That's one of the glitches in the game. He's actually on soft tyres, so the yellow tyres. So he's going to the end of the race on the faster tyres. Now, oh, this is getting dicey. I don't know where to look right now. Because there's just cars everywhere. Look at Noak. Here we go. That's where we should be looking. Down at championship leader now. He's trying to get past the Williams. I think Smelly Badger, that's it. Won't put up much of a fight through here. He knows that his tyres are going to be done soon. So Noak has passed him pretty successfully. No major dramas there. So we're going to stay on board with Noak for now as he starts to streak away and tries to hunt down Joshua Fletcher, who just hit the grass a little bit. There we go. I don't know why I'm saying there we go. Blood and Sands is in the pits now for his first stop of the day to put on super soft tyres. Now, that would make him do, let's work this out together, 15 lap, let's go, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I believe that's 8 laps? Yeah. I failed maths before anyone says anything. So, he's hopefully going to do 8 laps on those super soft tyres, which is possible. But right now, Josh Fletcher just has to get past gamey things. And the top 3 have, of the top 3 right now, VSR Marquez is the leader as he has not pitted yet. Sorry. So, Joshua Fletcher in the McLaren looking at gamey things. He needs to get a move on. He needs to pass gamey soon because he can't stay behind him for much longer. Mays is catching. Let's move this down to the Gort. Just quickly have a look at that. Oh, that's an inspired move from the Gort. Look at that. And S. Graham pulls out of it. It's absolutely inspired. Gaming Things comes into the pits, freeing up Josh Fletcher in the McLaren. So going to drop down again over to S. Graham, who's looks to have had a little bit of an issue. So Humbug is now going to attempt to pass him. If you go on board with Humbug, though. Going to have a look, though. Still keeping one eye on the timing tables as Gaming Things, it looks like he'll be at pit exit now. He's on the fastest tyres and the youngest tyres right now of the grid. So he's going to want to streak away with this. I believe that's him just ahead there. Yeah, he's pretty far ahead of these guys. So, is Humbug going to be able to get past? As S. Graham makes a major mistake. Oh! Oh dear, poor S. Graham must have missed his braking point coming into turn 1. Easily done. But the battle for a net second place is heating up once again. Get your popcorn because it's Mercedes versus McLaren once more for second and third here. Not even for the race win. Absolute craziness here in Italy. So, Alan Kay now in the Toro Rosso. Instead of looking at that, Honey Badger has entered the pits. So he will take on the mantle. As Sector 2, we have a yellow flag. No reason yet for that. So Honey Badger is now going to be on the youngest tyres of the grid. And he's going to be behind his teammate and Alan Kay, though, who I don't think have stopped yet. Let's have a look at the stops. Yeah, Alan Kay, there's a fair few drivers who haven't stopped yet. Sector 2 is still an issue down there. I'm not sure what's happening there. Smelly Badger getting it all wrong coming into turn 1. That's opened it up for the Irishman in the Toro Rosso. S. Graham has left the session, so that's a lag, either lag related or he's decided he just doesn't want to race anymore. So, coming down, if he's left in the pit lane, it's absolutely fine. But coming down here, oh, Smelly Badger has that edge more speed. But we can't stay with these guys for much longer because here we go. We seem to be seeing these guys a lot today. So, the Mercedes of Noak versus the McLaren of Josh Fletcher. Which will prevail? Right now, it's been swinging towards the Honda-powered McLaren of Josh Fletcher versus the Mercedes-powered Mercedes. But Honey Badger, I'm going to have to jump down to have a look at Honey Badger because he's... Oh, look at that. SFR chopper now. Going to get... Oh, that's contact. Oh, not enough to break the front wing, though. So it seems that Mark's a little bit slow off the line. Here he comes. Is he going to try and move into Parabolica? Try what Noak tried and succeed it. Oh, and he's gone around the outside right now. He has. He's nailed it through there. Humbug getting a 3-second time penalty. And Alan Kay finally pits on those soft tyres. He will only be doing a 10-lap stint on that. Oh, obviously 11-lap stint. Don't know why I said... Oh my god, my maths are awful today because I've just realised I got that that Blood and Sands maths completely wrong. But here we go. Nowak is getting frustrated behind the McLaren. He's getting bored of seeing the way. Oh, and Joshua Fletcher, he's pressured him into a mistake. And Josh Fletcher gives up second place in this Grand Prix just like that. And that shows how times can change so much. Oh, that is a shock there for Josh Fletcher. Just looking at the replay on my phone, he's made a major mistake coming through there. So, Honey Badger charging in the Williams, hoping he can get through and beat them. But Josh Fletcher is close, so I'm having a look. Here we go. Red Bull, and there's S. Graham's ghosted car. Oh, is he going to do it into Ascari? He's done it already. So that's brilliant there for Honey Badger on the freshest tyres on the grid, and he's absolutely flying. Humbug on the medium tyres now. Let's go down and have a look at him. Oh, hey! Keep it going, mate. He's trying to get past Alan Kay still. So I'm just looking at the board now. Techno Thriller is very close. Let's have a look at Techno coming through Parabolica now as through the ghost car, and that's SFR Chopper ahead of him, who comes into the pits. Is that damage for Chopper? That is not damage. That's a stop. So these are all the people who haven't stopped yet, stopped properly yet. The Gort has retired from the session though in sector 3, and that's it. That's Mercedes's. Oh, ooh. That's confusing because he's. Okay, that stumped me, and it's a marvel to shut me up when I'm doing commentary. So, Humbug now trying to get past Alan Kay now. He's been trying for a while, and he's just not getting anywhere. Alan Kay on the faster tyres is just holding his ground. Sauber versus Toro Rosso. Home crowd versus Swiss. I need to stop with the analogies. Here we go. Back with the McLaren, though. Here we go, back with the McLaren, though. Wow, that needs to be a T-shirt. Joshua Fletcher just getting a little bit of time wrong though on the way down, and the Gort has left the session. I don't know what the Gort was doing there. Clearly it was his AI, but he retired on track, so that should be some penalty points going his way. Unfortunately for him, Nowak takes the fastest lap away from Marquez. Marquez won't be happy about that. He'll want to get past that. So. Look at that. Nowak's just had so much more speed than Josh Fletcher all night. It seems that Nowak's just been bottlenecked behind the McLaren. So let's go and have a look at. Well, they're all pretty spread out. So let's look at. Who haven't we looked at much? Let's go on board with SFR Chopper as we run through the grid. As VSR Marquez leads the race. On lap 19 here at Italy. Nowak in second place with Josh Fletcher in third. Honey Badger in fourth. And Techno Thriller in fifth. Gamey Things in sixth. Linnell in seventh. Alan Kay in eighth. Whilst I see Jade come across the line in her lapped car. Unfortunately for her. It just shocked me there. Where were we? Alan Kay in eighth. Humbug in ninth. TTL Maze in 10th. SFR Chopper here on board in 11th. Smelly Badger in 12th, Blood and Sands in 13th. try and read the last number of his name before you read it. It will mess you up. I don't know why am I still talking. And S. Graham in 14th. In the last position, as the drivers we have lost today have been the Gort, Jade, Carlos, Yuzi, T. Jonas, and GP1 Hamilton before the race even began. Now, SFR Chopper. He's close now to the Red Bull. He's within a second, so he'll get the use of DRS. TTL Maze 3-second time penalty. So that's going to play into Chopper's hands as he goes a little bit wide now. So he's lost that gap. He's losing time on the straights, which is unfortunate for him. But with 7 laps to go of this Grand Prix, Marquez is 4 seconds ahead of Nowak, who is 2 seconds ahead of Josh Fletcher. Well, 3 seconds ahead of Josh Fletcher. But hey-ho, been a pretty tame race so far. Not had many collisions from what we can see, which I'm not used to. I'm used to going insane on the on commentary. I'm not used to it being so nulled and not much. Ooh, pop the curb there in the Haas, the American-owned team. As Jade Rios has passed, well, her ghost car has passed the Gort. And Blood and Sands a 5-second stop go, penalty for speeding in the pit lane as he comes into the pits. Because there's not really anybody close. Let's have a look at his stop, see if they're getting a new wing. Nope, just a fresh set of tyres, so he's 2 stopped. But he's not going. Why is he not? Oh, he's retiring, is he? I think he's retired from the session. He has retired from the session. That's unfortunate for Blood and Sands, deciding that he does not wish to continue with his Grand Prix. So, SFR Chopper on the super soft tyres, TTL Maze also on the Red Wall super soft tyres. SFR Chopper wants points this race. Sector 1, that'll be just down to Blood and Sands' ghost car, I believe. There's not really any issue I can see on the timing board right now. But Mark here in the Haas, wanting to get past the Red Bull, the Renault-powered Red Bull, or sorry, the Tag Heuer branded Renault-powered Red Bull, coming into turn 1. He's frustrated. He wants points in this race. He knows he can do it, and he's got the speed. Everyone's got the speed at Monza, that's the thing. Everyone's quick here at Monza. So, it's down to drivers' standards and drivers' knowledge. Just looking now towards them. Is he going to have enough of a run? Coming into turns 4 and 5, he's within 5 tenths. Maze, he's skating around a lot on those tyres. I don't know if his back end's just not as stable as you think it is. But look at that. Look at how much he closed up in the braking zones. Chopper trying to keep his time there. He had to lose a little bit of time because of how close they got. He didn't want to power off the corner and run into the back of the Red Bull. So, coming onto a DRS straight, this is where it'll get fun. That's Humbug ahead of them, so they're all very close. Humbug, I think, has made a mistake to get dropped down that far, but here we go. Mark wanting to get past this Red Bull. His eyes are on the prize, and it's a Red Bull's rear wing. If he can get past that, oh, he had a little bit of a moment though. Another penalty for Marquez. Pushing hard. You know what? That might... I don't think Noah's got many penalties in his bank. That might mean that Marquez might lose the lead, might lose the win at the end of this Grand Prix. So, coming down towards turn 1, DRS open on both cars. Is the Haas able to close up enough on the Red Bull? He's got to do it in the corners round here. Lots of braking. Look at that. It's so much more confident on the brakes than the Red Bull. It seems that Maze is just skating around a little bit and isn't happy with his car. Here comes Chopper though. Is he going to get past him? He's getting frustrated. He's having a look. Not enough yet though. He knows that. He's going to lose a little bit of time through here because he's around on the gravel, and he just struggled. He seems to get so close in the braking zones, but ooh, little kick of oversteer there as Maze now wants to have a look at passing Humbug versus, oh, that oversteer has just killed Chopper. So Maze going from defending to attacking now in the Red Bull on the Sauber. Sauber being Swiss, pretty neutral, doesn't want to get in the fight, but yet they still are completely and utterly ripping it. One leading the race, one struggling a little bit from, I think, an earlier contact in the race. But this battling has just brought Mark in the Haas straight back into it. Coming round, Humbug pulling to the inside. Maze opening DRS now. Humbug's moving around a lot on track, but that's probably just, it's fine because he's not close enough to make an overtake yet. See, Mark he feels a lot more controlled in this car. He's able to hold it a lot more, and I think Maze is starting to struggle on however worn tyres he's on. He's starting to struggle a lot, but not as much as Humbug is on those medium tyres. And this is bringing Humbug, not Humbug's teammate, Honey Badger's teammate, who's up in 4th, his teammate Smelly Badger into it. The two Badgers in a borough of their team. There you go. That's an idea for your team name if you ever changed it. The Burrowers. It probably was a TV show, I think, from what I remember. Oh, God. This is why I don't do comms on my own, because I go off on major tangents, and I cut myself off. It's like I'm interrupting myself, but here we go. I'm going to interrupt myself again, because TTL Maze looking to get past the Sauber. And he's just... This is not helping, because now he's going to have to attack and defend if Mark can stay close enough. Oh, they're just so close, and Smelly Badger's getting a buttload of time. Look at this, though. Coming into turn one, that's the best run I think I've seen Mays have. Humbug pulls to the left, pulls to the right. Little bit tiny corrections, though. Is he going to have a look? He's having a look. He's just trying to unsettle it. He's trying to put his car where Humbug doesn't expect. And Chopper gained a lot of time in that braking zone. I think that was something like 3 tenths. I do apologise if you hear sniffing. I've currently got a majorly blocked nose. But here we go. Humbug a little bit let off as Chopper having a look. Chopper getting a better run through there. Humbug's tyres screaming out in pain. Let me have release. I don't want to do this anymore. They're so sore. And here we go. Is he going to get past him? No, he's not. He's lost a lot of time because he got it wrong. And no! Chopper's in the wall. Ah. SFR Chopper retires from the session. That's going to hurt. He was so close to points here on lap 25 out of 27. And Humbug makes a major mistake and Mays gets another penalty. Humbug's in the gravel too. Wow. Oh. That's insane. I'm going to look at my little replay that you guys can't see on stream. Humbug just getting it crossed up, coming into Ascari midway through and just loses it. So SFR Chopper is possibly our last retirement of this Grand Prix. And that's unfortunate. That'll leave a bitter taste in his mouth. He's not going to be happy there. I don't know. I just cut back to him there on the stream. And look at that. I tell you what, right now, if Noak doesn't have any penalties, Noak's going to win this race. He's 2 seconds away from Marquez. Marquez, we know, has got at least 6 seconds worth of penalties. This is insane. This could be the tide where Marquez's winning streak gets taken away from him. I'm just going to... So with 2 laps of this Grand Prix left, look at the speed Noak's holding. He's absolutely rapid around here. He's left Josh Fletcher. Unfortunately, Josh Fletcher just couldn't stay captured with them. Couldn't stay captured, couldn't stay close to them. Which is really unfortunate for him. But it's going to be interesting. I really shouldn't be looking at my phone notifications during commentary. That's one thing I need to stop doing. And I shouldn't admit my faults, really. But Noak here. Oh, dear. I think that's just sealed it. I think Marquez has just won this Grand Prix now with that little mistake there from Noak. With that added time penalty by Alan Kay. He's going to have a look now at Linnell. Let's have a look. No, not close enough yet. It seems Linnell's struggling now on those medium tyres, I think. Oh, he's got it all crossed up. I've got to keep one eye, though, on VSR Marquez, who will be starting his final lap soon. Yeah, let's go up to him. He's coming now. He's at a commanding drive right now, but he's getting ready to start the final lap. If we were in IndyCar, we'd be seeing the white flag being waved, but we are not because we're in Formula 1. 1 lap left of this Grand Prix, and VSR Marquez might have this in the bag, as Noak has, I think, got 6 seconds worth of penalties, or he's over got 3 seconds worth of penalties, and he's going to win. I don't know yet, because I normally keep track with another commentator talking at the same time. But this has been Speed Force Racing's round number 13 of the Premier Division Season 2 here at Italy. Commentary brought to you by me, Lord JB, and Marquez makes a major mistake, but not enough. Just 2 tenths lost to Noak. But yes, commentary brought to you by me in the commentary booth now on my own. As you can tell by the last, I think, 50 minutes, I've been talking to myself and feeling like a bit of a pleb. But Marquez, a commanding drive in the Sauber, as he's used to doing, running away with it off the start. Coming through Ascari for the final time this Grand Prix. No major dramas, no way that Noak can win this Grand Prix on track. This will be interesting. Joshua Fletcher getting 3 seconds time penalty, being 10 seconds behind in no man's zone. No man's way, but here we go. Marquez crosses the line right now to win the Grand Prix. But does he? He crashes off the line. Noah crashes off the line too. That is annoying that they do that, to be honest. But here we go. Josh Fletcher weaving. Good result. And that's a brilliant third place for him. But VSR Marquez wins. Noah in second and Josh Fletcher in third. Honey Badger, a brilliant fifth place. And Techno Thriller, after crashing in qualifying, takes fifth in the Ferrari. So the highest placed Italian car is in fifth at the home Grand Prix. Gamey Things in sixth now. Or is he? Well, he is in sixth, but is Alan Kay going to make a last lap move on Lienel, who I think might end up talking to the stewards about that Honey Badger incident at turn 1. Escram has finished now in 12th, but no, Alan Kay beats Lienel on penalties. That'll be a bitter taste. Mays goes 9th. Brilliant drive for the man who started in last position. Smelly Badger, though, goes 9th now. So TTL Mays goes 10th from the man who started in 10th in last position. And Humbug finishes the race. His teammate, so Sauber, have bookended the top 11. Brilliant drive, though, from Marquez there in the Sauber. I don't know why I'm punching my microphone, but there, in the unique podium, are 3 drivers we're used to seeing up there. McLaren, Sauber and Mercedes. Possibly in that order, possibly not in that order. As Marquez lifts his trophy, sprays a bit of champagne. I'm surprised Josh Fletcher isn't drinking that, but you know. It's a brilliant drive from all 3 of them, and Josh, he just didn't have the time to defend from Nowak in those last few laps. Look at that. Oh, if Nowak hadn't have got that time penalty, he would have won that Grand Prix. Let's run through the order now as it is. The unofficial official results as VSR Marquez wins the Grand Prix. Nowak in second and Josh Fletcher in third. Honey Badger in fourth and Techno Thriller staying stagnant in fifth where he qualified. Gamey Things in sixth, Alan Kay in seventh and Lee Nell in eighth. Smelly Badger in ninth, TTL Mays in 10th, and that rounds up the top 10. Humbug in 11th, Jolyon Palmer, and a few of these drivers who didn't stay in the lobby. I believe that's Yuzi there in the Renault. That will be Jade in the Force India. That's Mark SFR Chopper in 14th position, and a whole host of actual Formula 1 drivers who I don't want to try and remember who they were, to be honest. But a brilliant race nonetheless, and I will attempt to get the drivers in for a post-race commentary, and I'm going to ask them the big question: why crash across the line? Here we go. So I'm just going to try and get these drivers in. It was Marquez, who I don't think accepted my friend request, so I can only send those people who I can. So who was it? It was Marquez, Nowak, and SFR Joshua Fletcher. Where is Nowak? Odoms is idle though, so I think that's Marquez's other account, but I can only add you if you're on your Marquez account. And there's Nowak. So I'll send these two, and as Marquez hasn't sent me a hello, yes, we're back on screen. Marquez hasn't accepted my friend request yet. We can't add him in yet into this. So we'll see who comes into the podium chat for us as we sit here and wait. I've got my microphones all ready for other people. And Marquez is now my friend, so I can send him an invite. Yay, I have friends. Nowak has joined the party to join us. Let's just get Marquez in here quickly. ESR Marquez, here we go. So that's 2 out of 3. Let's see if we can get the race winner in with us. Before I ask you I've got one question for all of you. Is the main thing, and then I'm gonna ask a load more questions afterwards. See if Marquez will join us. And he has. Right, that's all three of them in the podium. Now, here's a question for all three of you. But we'll do it in Marquez answers first, and Noah, then Josh. Why? Well, okay, actually, no, excluding Josh, because you didn't do it. Why do you guys crash going across the line?
It's fun that way.
It's fun, but you don't get to do a victory lap. You don't get to. I don't get to watch you go do a victory lap.
Well, you can watch my car in pieces on the start-finish line. It's more fun.
Noah, do you agree?
Yeah, I just tried staying in slipstream even if he, even when he finished the line, so I just did what he did.
I mean, that's the excuse of why most people crash. Oh, I just followed him across the road. So, brilliant drive, Marquez. A dominant win from there.
I mean, it wasn't really.
No.
It wasn't dominant in the slightest.
Well, you flew away, didn't you? But something I brought up, did you know that Noah got another time penalty on the penultimate lap?
I had no clue. I consigned myself to the fact that I'd lost the race. I was like, oh, second, I've thrown this away so badly. But then he had 6. He got a penalty on the second last lap. Oh my god.
But let's just run through it from your point of view. From everyone else's point of view, Marquez, you flew away with it. But now you're saying that you thought that you were going to lose that race. How do you feel now?
I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy. Because about 5 laps from the end, I was just like, I've thrown this away, but have it given back to me, it's amazing.
Okay. Now, we'll flip that now. Noah, how do you feel now that you know you could have won that race?
I feel so bad. Because even I have to say, the last penalty in the second to last lap, it wasn't a regular corner cut, because we all know that in that second chicane, sometimes you can just drive straight over it, or sometimes it makes your car jump. And it basically launched me over the next corner, and that's where I got my penalty. So I don't know.
Oh, we all know this game's penalties are a bit upside down. But Josh, happy to finish on the podium?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Noah took ages to get past me because he had no slipstream, but I knew I was never going to beat him. So yeah, I'm happy with third.
So let's just run through qualifying for all three of you. But first with Marquez, your lap came out of nowhere from what I remember. You just went flying up there. Did you nail it? Or were there places you could have improved?
No, I think I could have improved, but on
That's scary.
I set that lap. I set my. I was supposed to do 2 runs at the end of the session, and on my first run, I spun it in a scary and put it in the gravel. So yeah, I was actually shocked that I managed to do a 20.0. I think maybe if my tires were in a bit better condition, maybe it would have been in the 19s, but I was shocked to get pole because I thought I had lost it after just throwing it in the gravel at scary.
Okay. Noah, do you think you could have nailed it a little bit better to have beaten Josh for second place?
Yeah, I actually had the same plan. I wanted to do 2 runs at the end of the session, and yeah, the first one was quite good. It was a 0.2. Then on the second one, I was a 10th up in sector 1, but yeah, we all know that second chicane basically screwed me.
And Josh, were you just happy with second place?
Yeah, I was happy, but I actually went into the gravel a little bit on the second chicane as well, so I lost a bit of time there.
But you guys just don't like the second chicane, do you?
No.
Alright, so congratulations to all three of you, though, finishing on the podium. I'm sorry it's been an incredibly awkward awkward interview because I'm useless at these things.
Felt quite good.
So, next week we are heading to Singapore, the longest race of the season. You guys excited for that?
Nope.
I'm excited.
That's where my streak comes to an end, I think.
Josh?
I hate the track.
Another 2-hour race?
What?
A good 2-hour race, and it's the longest race. It's the track with the most corners, but we can discuss that more next week, as I'm very tired. So, a brilliant win for VSR Marquez. And I've got to say thank you to all these guys coming into the commentary chat with us. So, next week, obviously heading to Singapore as discussed now, so we can discuss that next week when hopefully Ramovich will be rejoining me in the commentary box. So, I think it's time to sign off. So, congratulations to you three for the podium.
Thank you.
And so yes, follow Speed Force Racing on Facebook to learn more about our racing league, and we will be once again streaming next week at Singapore for, well, the Singapore Grand Prix. So, I've been JB, and I will see you next week for the longest, hottest race of the season. Ta-ra!